So we do a lot of things at Open Arts, and this particular project is one I'm really excited about. It's the Open Arts Manuscript Publishing Deal, and we're working with 10 amazing women writers, 5 writing in Hausa and 5 writing in English.
My name is Linda Jumai Mustafa. I'm from Bogu.
Sunana Asma'u Abdullah Ibrahim, na zo daga Kano ne.
Sunana Fatima Zara Tabi'u, na zo ne daga garin Kano.
Sunana Hassana Labaran ɗan Larabawa, kuma na zo daga garin Kano.
My name is Deborah Johnson. I'm a poet, a spoken word poet and a writer.
Sunana Maryam Umar daga Sokoto. Ni marubuciya ce ta littattafan Hausa da kuma script na radio drama.
My name is Aisha Gali. I'm a writer.
My name is Aziza Idris Muhammad from Gombe State.
Sunana Sina Abdullahi Mukwe.
My name is Hajara Muhammad Bashar.
Sunan labari na Tsiya da Wasali. Littafin Tsiya da Wasali ya kunshi tsananin son rai ne da kuma ɗaukar fansa, buri na shugabanni, buri na wani matashin saurayi Hamidu da yake so ko ta halin ƙaƙa sai mahaifiyarsa ta samu lafiya.
Shi dai farin wata mainly akan mutanen nan ne da ba a magana akan su, wato intersex mata maza. Suna cikin al'ummarmu amma ba a so a yi magana a kai. Idan suka fito suka bayyana kansu suna fuskantar tsangwama da kyara, ana ganin su daban. To shi yasa sai ne wanda littafin domin ya wayarwa da mutane kai cewa tabbas su ma mutane ne kamar kowa, kawai dai ya kamata a yi accepting din su a cikin al'umma.
Sunan labari na Dabba da Rigar Mutum. Labarin na gina shi ne akan matsalar shaye-shaye, babban jigonsa kenan. Sannan kuma akwai ƙananan jiguna a ciki irin su yanayin auren dole, yanayin ƙalubalen da 'ya'ya mata suke fuskanta da iyayensu, da kuma ƙalubalen da suke fuskanta da mazajen aurensu. Wannan shi ne a takaici.
The title of my book is Kande and the Antelope, and it's all about a girl hero, a girl and a family who were displaced from their homes by terrorists, and they ran into the forest to take refuge.
Hauwa ta cire takalminta cikin tsanaki, kana ta ɗora ƙafarta. So labarin yankin azaba, daga faɗa in aka ce yankin azaba an san tafiya kenan. So tafiya ce ta wasu da suke jin kamar rayuwarsu ya zo ƙarshe a muhallansu, sai suka yi yanke shawarar cewa za su bar ƙasashensu domin tafiya wasu ƙasashe a matsayinsu na baƙin haure, domin burin samun canjin rayuwa daga tasu ƙasashen. So wannan tafiya ɗin da yake ba da izinin wata ƙasa za su shiga ba, so muna kiransu da illegal immigrants. So baƙin haure kenan ba a ba su daman shiga ba, kuma gashi tafiyan na ƙasa ne. So za su haɗu da abubuwa ne da dama na azaba, zan iya cewa. So struggling inda za su yi kafin su kai ga wannan madakata ɗin, to anan labarin yake.
The title of my manuscript is Beyond. It's a story based on love, secrets, revenge.
As natural as breathing, it felt like home, dissolving her fears and silencing the shades that once kept her awake. With him, nights were for sleeping.
But the thing is, we don't know who wants what and like what everybody's actually looking for. So the idea is for you to read and find out who wants love, who has a secret, and who wants revenge.
With my story, The Mechanic's Wife, and it is a love story.
Bingiwa was shrouded in a storm that seemed to mirror the turmoil in Saeed Abdullah's mind. He was about to make a decision that could alter his life, and for that, he needed his friend.
A complicated love story that is filled with mystery and romance, of course.
on the title, the working title currently is the name of the main character, Kosi, but I think when Habiba was saying a lot of these things will change, I felt like that would change as well, because yeah, I don't think it was really a thought out title. It was just it needed to have a name, so I gave it a name. Thank you. Hi. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, so it's not poetry. I'm not expressing, so I will try to do my best. The working title for this book is Kosi. Afro speculative fiction. Yeah, I think that's the genre it will fall under, and it's set in an Africa, a Nigeria, this place that is kind of in another world that we are not really saying is this place, but it's supposed to be this place, and it just explores Africanism, but from a place of spirituality and magic, and yeah, explores our politics as well and what drives us as people, explores a world where colonialism did not happen, in the sense that it was going to happen and it was stopped, and what that looks like, explores Pan-Africanism.
And the title of my manuscript is Of Drums and Broken Dreams.
We started this project last year, where we called for an open call for submissions of manuscripts, and we had over 100 applications. The selection process was on a rolling basis. As manuscripts were coming in, we were reading it amongst us, and based on the themes and originality and the feasibility of the story, we were able to round them into 10. 5 written in Hausa and 5 in English.
A young girl stood atop a small ant hill inside the heart of the forest. While writing, actually, I had different points of view in my book, and it was quite distracting. It was discontinued in several ways, but during the Open Arts Manuscript Deal, I was taught on how to focus more on the POV, to bring out the characters with definite focus. This I did, and eventually the settings and producing my work of art in such a way that it is appealing to readers.
The discussion we had today has been of great help on how I can push through the loopholes and the block I've had when writing the manuscript. There are some certain instances whereby I had to stop because I'm struggling between 2 ideas. This manuscript has helped me have a true focus on where I'm heading, the path I should follow to have that punch I'm looking for. So this is really great, and I'm happy because it will be enable me to quickly finish my manuscript right away.
I received the manuscripts, 5 of them, for the English writers, and they're amazing, I tell you, and very different from what we would normally think that women would write. Historical fiction, okay, love, psychological thrillers, and even science fiction. Very exciting treasures that we have, and I'm confident going through the period of interaction that we've had with them. I've watched this manuscript develop over time, from when we first received them to now that we have come to this retreat. We've met, them one-on-one. We've had discussions, and we see how the novels are eventually evolving.
When I first wrote my book, I just had this, it was just an idea that I kept building. I wrote it and it was all good. I didn't really see, even though I did see a bit of the loopholes and everything, but I didn't really see much until I had the first virtual session. And when I started getting all the feedback, have you checked this? And I was like, wait, what have I been writing? people actually read this and it looked okay to them. So seeing it from like perspective of people that gave you like constructive criticism just made it a whole lot better for me. And then coming here for the retreat, and then we had further discussions, and my book is now like taking a huge turn. Not like it's not the same, but like it's just like, let's say, bigger and better. So like they got the story and they just exploited it and gave me like a bigger platform. So yeah.
My writing was all over the place. But coming in, I learned how to plan, how to go about my writing, how to inject some discipline into it and make it wholesome.
So a bangaren namu na Hausar waɗannan mata guda biyar mun zauna da su mun rarraba su tsakaninmu a matsayin masu jagora inda suka fiddo littattafan nasu aka sake bi, aka sake tacewa, aka sake fedewa, sannan aka nuna masu inda aka samu kurakurai, aka sake nuna masu yadda za su gyara abin koda bayan mun bar nan wurin. Dabarar da aka fito da ita a wurin ita ce a karanta, a ga inda aka samu kuskure, a ce ga yadda abin yake, musamman tunda abu ne wanda zai zama na jama'a baki daya, ba kawai a Najeriya ba, da duniya baki daya. Saboda kuma na san waɗannan littattafai su kasance suna da tsari, sun bi ƙa'idoji musamman na harshe wanda ya shafi ainihin daidaita rubutu da kuma ainihin shi kanshi da isar da saƙo.
I'm working with the Hausa manuscript, and I must say the stories are timely. They are amazing. You just need to hear the stories and be like, oh wow. One is talking about kidnappings and rape. The other one is talking about drug abuse and marital issues. And somebody is talking about somebody that is an intersex, which is actually very, very forward thinking. And I was like, yeah, this is important. And some people might see it as something else, but it's timely because there are people that are suffering from this, and because of the stigma and the shame that is attached to people with that kind of problem, that is the shame, and nobody can talk about it. But writers coming in to talk about this thing is a form of activism.
Kin ga yanzu da tun farko zaki ga rubutunmu akwai me zan ce kaman is limited na wasu jigo da muke rubutu akai, maybe na kalubale irin na haihuwa, a irin na aure ne, a irin na zama ne na kishi haka. So amma kin ga yanzu da muka zo open as nuna mana cewa za mu iya rubutu akan komai da ya shafi rayuwa. Kin gane tunaninmu ya canja, ya zama diverse haka.
To gaskiya akwai kalubale sosai, saboda da muna rubutu ne amma baya kaiwa inda muke so ya kai. Amma fitowar wannan gasa sai na ji a raina insha Allah zan shiga, zan gwada basira ta, zan gwada fasaha ta, domin na san labarin zai zaga inda ban taba tunani ba insha Allah. Kuma gashi gaskiya da alama kwalliya ta biya kuɗin sabulu, domin gashi mun baro garin Kano mun zo Abuja, kuma na san insha Allah labari na zai shiga ko ina a duniya, ba ma iya Najeriya ko Arewa ba.
So we had two phases of the manuscript. The first phase was when we selected the writers. We went through a whole year of virtual mentorship, editing process, just fine-tuning the manuscript. The second phase is an in-person residency workshop/retreat, which we held at the Zuma Rock Resort in Abuja. We had the 10 writers come from all over the country, resided here at Zuma Rock Resort for an amazing 5 days of one-on-one mentorship, group discussions, workshops, and literary events, readings, and networking sessions.
I wondered if I would have completed this thing or gotten this far if I was doing it on my own, in the sense that if Salma's message was not there to tell me, oh, I'm owing her some chapters, I feel like the stock mode would have been intensified even more, and I might not have like, it might just have taken me a longer time to even get this far in it. But the fact that there's somebody I'm accountable to just makes it easier for me to try to finish. So it's a bit challenging in that sense, because I'm being forced to grow out of that now by force. But yeah, I think I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the experience.
I've had a several experience, and how I can describe this experience is developmental, because I've been always reluctant about coming out and working in group. And this workshop has been an avenue for me to meet with people. It has shaped my worldview on writing and group works, and it helps me think of how I can develop myself and become a better writer by working with my co-participants and offering the ability for me to think fast, participate and appreciate what they have and how I can further shape my work. And for me, this is great, this is huge. I've always kept away from doing stuff like that, but this is a challenge for me. And working with my participants have enabled me to see that it is not as hard as I thought it is. This is a simple thing. I just need to bring myself out there, and I need to be able to know that I can work it out regardless of those challenges. And I must say that I'm really happy to be here, and it's great that I finally challenged myself to come out and meet people, work with them, and be able to know that I can exceed whatever limit there is.
Kalubale gaskiya ina da fuskantar kalubale a yayin rubutu, musamman babu nutsuwar ma da zan iya rubutawa haka da rana, safe ko dole sai tsakar dare. To zan katse bacci na ne in yi rubutun a wannan lokacin. In dai ba a wannan lokacin ba zan iya rubutu ba. To amma Open Art ta nuna min cewa a kowane yanayi, hatta a cikin toilet zaka iya yin rubutun ka in dai ya zo maka kai. Sannan ba dole sai inda kake so ka rubuta ba. Open Art ta nuna min zan iya fara rubutun ma daga ƙarshe, in zo in yi tsakiya, in zo in yi farko. So wannan ma na ji daɗin haka.
We are looking at publishing 10 authors for this round of the project in both English and Hausa. Get their works out there through traditional publishing media rather than self-publishing.
I think one of the most interesting things for me during this fellowship, during this whole project, has been the women. Really connecting with these women from different backgrounds, because like I mentioned earlier, we have diverse participants coming from all over northern Nigeria. And the most interesting thing was connecting with these women and their stories. And the stories they were writing about, it was quite poignant, and you could see that they are passionate about it. And these stories need a space and a platform for others to also get to hear them and connect with them, and maybe connect with the women also.
I really enjoyed the process, and in fact, it has endeared me more to looking at what I'm writing, so as not to diverge from the original focus.
The next stage after this will be the publication process, and hopefully a translation process, whereby we try to see how we can work with these writers towards publication of the 5 English books and the 5 Hausa books. And we see how we can work towards translating the Hausa books also into English for a global audience and a global marketplace.